So you met a nun walking through, where was that?
She was walking around Australia.
Around Australia, and
she carried nothing.
Wow.
She carried nothing.
That's incredible.
A pair of sandals on.
Wow.
Typical Buddhist. She wasn't allowed to ask for food.
So she wasn't allowed to ask, so people would just have to guess that she wanted food and water.
Yeah, and then she'd pray for them. Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
You meet some amazing people on that.
And then a 70-year-old man who walked across New Zealand and then across
from
the
one
middle.
end of New Zealand, and he was heading for Darwin. He was halfway to Darwin when I met him.
In the middle of Australia.
In his 70s, yeah.
Wow.
And then there was a guy, running it from Melbourne to Darwin, pushing a pram thing.
Wow.
He was doing that for charity.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, you meet some. You think you're doing an amazing thing, and then you meet someone that's doing something even more amazing.
That's true.
It's unbelievable.
And how are you feeling about your journey? Like, you're one day away from coming all the way around the world, from Australia to the top of Scotland.
A bit happy and sad at the same time, It's 2 years.
Today's my last day as well.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, I'm in that kind of feeling of like.
Oh yeah, you'll reach Inverness today.
Yeah. So go on. Sorry, I interrupted you then.
Oh no, it's okay. I don't know. It's sort of 2 years on the road. I'm a bit scared about having to go home now. 'Cause what am I going to do?
2 years, and was it 14?
25 months and 5 days, I think it is today.
What's your name?
Yeah, Simon.
Simon. Cool. I'm really, really impressed, not surprisingly.
It's a lot of day rides just joined together, isn't it?
Very, very cool. I love the understatement. I think that's kind of Australian.
Look, I think people often say, "Oh, what an amazing thing," but as you know, once you've done it, you sort of think, it's really not that amazing.
Well, it is amazing, but I think certainly my feeling is you're on to the next thing quite quickly. You're kind of like, I've done that. That is, I am feeling like it's amazing. Like, I love videoing it to inspire other people, show them the countryside, show them how you can wild camp. One of my big things is to say, this is your land. Although I'm amazed to hear you told me that Italy and France, it's meant to be illegal to wild camp. I'm amazed. I've done it all through France. I never even imagined that you could have a country where it was illegal.
Yeah, well,
that's nuts.
Germany, I heard, is the case as well.
That is nuts.
That it's illegal.
But yeah, I try and inspire people to say, take back your land. Go where you want to, wild camp where you want, cycle where you want. People can't buy the. I find it absolutely bemusing that people can sell bits of river or bits of ocean or bits of, incredible.
I find that amazing here, where it's private fishing here and no access to this piece of land there. And
then there's a philosophical question, like, which bit of water do they actually own? Coming through.
It's unbelievable. You don't get that in Australia.
No, it's
nothing
nuts.
Like that.
So you've had ups and downs through your journey?
Nothing mechanical really. I broke a derailleur once back in Vietnam. I've had nothing major go wrong with the bike.
That is
it's
fantastic.
More body and mind.
Yeah.
You get those days where you go, what the hell am I doing this for?
I like the way that the car went by just as you were saying, what the hell?
I could have used the F word.
Yeah, and then I get that as well. I've had one puncture in 4,500 miles.
Oh, well, that's I haven't had a puncture through Europe.
That's fantastic.
At all that I can remember.
I think if you keep watching your front, generally you can kind of dodge those things.
China was the worst for it, though.
Oh, really? Did you have to wear a mask in China or no?
No.
Not for the cities.
No. China was just puncture after puncture.
Oh, really?
Because of all the wire in the truck tyres.
Oh, I heard about that.
I mean, they must have heaps of blowouts because there's just wire at the side of the road everywhere.
I heard in America that's the same. It's really hard to cycle because come off thin bits of wire which then puncture tyres.
Getting punctures all the time.
Wow.
10 in 1 week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
God, that's the thing is, doing this thing, you massively learn about what we our characters are like under pressure.
Mm.
I was calling it high-level problem solving with some really challenging repercussions if we get it wrong.
Yeah. I think I find that you tend to learn to deal with things better compared to if you weren't doing this sort of thing. Like, you know, you're in a 4,000 metre pass in middle of nowhere in China, and you get a puncture, and it's just righto, whatever, just got to
Deal
fix
with
it.
it.
You've just got to deal with it. Whereas if you're riding in the city on your way to work and you get a puncture, it's Jesus bloody hell, you know,
Had a
what
time
pain in the-
limit.
Yeah, got to get moving. And
Where's been the toughest then?
sorry.
The toughest place to cycle? Sounds China was tough, but where?
China was pretty tough because it was high elevation, very remote, and a lot of dirt roads that I
Right.
travelled through. That's through Tiger Leaping Gorge and Shangri-La in, what's that, Yunnan province, I think it was. Probably the toughest cycling is the Pamir Highway through Wakhan Valley, which runs border of Afghanistan and Tajikistan.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that
just-
side.
that's a tough ride, but
Because of the hills.
the hills, it's all dirt, rock and sand.
Oh wow.
So it's really hard to cycle.
Really tough.
And it's so remote,
Right.
but it is so beautiful. It's the best part of the trip.
Yeah, I travelled up to the Karakoram Highway. Do you know, up there between China and Pakistan, just backpacking, and that's
Yeah.
probably the most beautiful place I've ever been as well.
Well, that's meant to be what? The highest highway in the
Highest
world.
pass in the world,
The
yeah.
Pamir Highway is meant to be the second.
Oh, really?
They join up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't quite get to the top, but I kind of got, up into deep Pakistan, just in the mountains.
that was
So
my
beautiful.
original intention to go across there.
Right. Silk Road, isn't it?
Well, the Silk Road's a lot of different roads. But,
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
Yeah, but I went into Myanmar, and at the time I was in Myanmar, they closed the border between Myanmar and
Oh, yeah, Bangladesh.
Bangladesh,
Yeah.
because of the Rohingya issue
Yes,
they're having
yeah.
there. So I had to turn back and head back into Thailand and go via
Oh, my God. Turn
just
back,
a
I
bit
love
of-
that.
just
It's
a bit of a diversion,
Yeah. That's how cool it is, like, kind of, you just got to take in your stride. I was thinking here, like, I just did, on this little bit, I just did 500 miles, and I was thinking, like 4,000 and a half.
Yeah.
And then when you just say the half sometimes, you kind of just, it just sounds tiny, but you know what it's taken. And when you sort of say something like, oh, and I had to turn back and go to the other place, it's like, you can say it in a sentence, but it took you ages, presumably, to do it. Yeah.
It's probably an extra few months ride.
A few months, that's amazing.
Just the way it is.
I love that Aussie understatement, but from Leeds, so we're gonna claim you as our own. An Englishman has just cycled around the world. That's fantastic.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I am an Englishman. I am an Englishman. So yeah.